After spending 4 years attacking President Joe Biden as feeble, senile, and downright incompetent, Donald Trump is now desperately trying to reset expectations ahead of his debate with President Biden. All that and more now on Graf's Grievances. With just 1 week to go before the first presidential debate between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump, Republicans are working overtime to reset expectations for the face-off. Since the now 81-year-old Biden entered office 4 years ago, Republicans and their allies in the media have relentlessly attacked Biden as too old to be president of the United States.
Do you see in Joe Biden a cognitive decline? And if so, is that a danger to the country?
I do. I think most of us do.
We have a president that clearly is not cognitively up to this job.
There's a mental decline.
This man's got cognitive issues related to his age.
He's in serious mental decline. I mean, it's so obvious now.
I don't think there's any doubt Biden's senile.
It's a risk to run a candidate who may be senile. We have no clue what Joe Biden actually thinks or even if he's capable of thinking.
You know who lights up for ice cream? Children and the elderly. There's a reason caregivers deliver ice cream to their patients in nursing homes.
Look, the man has dementia. There's no doubt about it. I've talked to doctors. He actually displays symptoms that 2 gerontologists told me are classic symptoms of middle-level dementia. It's not just my opinion. It's the opinion of a number of doctors.
Those outrageous attacks coming as President Biden racked up more bipartisan victories than any president of either party in generations. Thanks to President Biden, Congress passing the largest infrastructure investment ever with $1.2 billion to improve America's roads, bridges, and public transportation. In addition, under President Biden, America making the largest investment in fighting climate change with the $740 billion Inflation Reduction Act. And thanks to the leadership of President Biden, Congress passing the first gun control legislation in 3 decades. All of this progress coming as President Biden restored America's economy. Biden overseeing the creation of a historic 15 million new jobs and at an unemployment rate falling below 4% for the longest stretch in half a century. So, how to explain the dichotomy between MAGA Republican attacks on Biden's age and his indisputable record of success restoring the United States of America to its position as the greatest, most powerful country in the world? You see, Republicans can't attack President Biden's record or even contrast it with the economic disaster of the Trump administration, so they have resorted to extremely short-sighted ad hominem attacks on Biden's age. And now, with just days before Biden and Trump directly face off for the first time in 4 years, Republicans and Trump seem to have realized they made a huge mistake in setting expectations so low for President Biden.
First of all, let's get your reaction. I just compared Joe Biden on a regular basis, regular Joe, day-to-day Joe, and we saw a very different Joe Biden tonight, very angry, very jacked up, you might say, maybe charitably over-caffeinated would be a way to put it.
He's going to be so pumped up. He's going to be pumped up. You know all that stuff that was missing about a month ago from the White House? What happened? Who left it? Somebody left it there. I wonder, let's see, somebody left a laptop in an office of a gentleman who was supposed to fix the laptop from hell. He never picked it up, and somebody didn't pick up hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cocaine. I wonder who that could have been. I don't know. Actually, I think it was Joe.
Obviously, what did they say? Biden was jazzed up or whatever for, jacked up for the State of the Union.
Greg Murphy's the chairman of the Doctors Caucus in the Republican Party. He said he was jacked up.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they'll probably try to, redo that. But
I just want to debate this guy, but, and I'm going to demand a drug test, too, by the way. I am. No, I really am. I don't want him coming in like the State of the Union. He was high as a kite.
The former president, took on the challenge. I don't think he'll regret it. However, the Joe Biden that we're talking about tonight, I don't think will be the Joe Biden we're going to see on debate night. I think the Joe Biden we see on debate night is going to be the guy that we saw at the State of the Union. He's going to be all hyped up. Hyper caffeinated, whatever it is. It's interesting that 70% of the country does like the idea of drug testing. I like the idea. They do it to athletes. They do it to horses in horse racing. Why not do it to presidential candidates? I like the idea. 70% of Americans apparently agree with me. However, what do you expect for the debate?
Yeah, well, this is nothing new, of course. The cards have always been stacked against Donald Trump since the day he came down the escalator to announce he was running for president.
That's right. Now they are suggesting that if Biden performs well in the debate against Trump, it is because Biden is on drugs. There is obviously zero evidence of this outrageous conspiracy theory, but I play these clips to highlight just how unhinged Trump and Republicans have become. They will stop at literally nothing to try and destroy President Biden and clean up their mistake of setting expectations so low for him. All of this nefariousness coming as Trump increasingly appears to be losing his mind.
This is the worst border in the history of the world. There's never been, no third world country has a border like that. And no I'll tell you what, and I hope the military revolts at the voting booth. I went to a boat company in South Carolina. The boat, I said, how is it? He said, it's a problem, sir. They want us to make all electric boats. So I said, let me ask you a question. And he said, nobody ever asked this question. And it must be because of MIT, my relationship to MIT. Very smart. He goes, I say, what would happen if the boat sank from its weight and you're in the boat and you have this tremendously powerful battery and the battery's now underwater and there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Do you notice that? A lot of shark. I watched some guys justifying it today. Well, they weren't really that angry. They bit off the young lady's leg because of the fact that they were not hungry, but they misunderstood who she was. These people are crazy. He said there's no problem with sharks. They just didn't really understand a young woman swimming now really got decimated, and other people too. A lot of shark attacks. So I said, so there's a shark 10 yards away from the boat, 10 yards. Or here, do I get electrocuted? Do you feel the breeze? Because I don't want anybody going on me. We need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care. But those J6 warriors, they were warriors, but they were really more than anything else. They're victims.
Yikes. At 78 and 81 years old, both Trump and Biden are old. But that is where the similarities end. Biden has achieved more for the American people than any president in at least a century, while Trump nearly destroyed American democracy and so badly botched a response to the COVID-19 pandemic that hundreds of thousands of Americans needlessly died. Biden should use the debate on June 27th to contrast his record with Trump's and remind the American people that Trump is now a convicted felon because he has spent his entire life lying, cheating, and stealing from Americans just like them. President Biden must keep the focus on his historic number of bipartisan achievements, his plan to further lower the inflation, and not get distracted by Trump's nasty attacks on his son Hunter or his age. I am confident President Biden can do this, and so too is Fox News and Donald Trump. Thank you for watching Graf's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.